Okay, for this piece of work, I'm going to use a previous piece of work to get ideas from. I've cut a rectangle out of a piece of paper to create a viewfinder, and I'm going to just lay this over the top of one of my drawings. The purpose of this is to try and find an interesting section to work from in a new composition. Okay, once you're happy and you found an area that you think is quite interesting, keep that to one side so as you can draw from it. I'm working on A5 paper, but if you want to scale up and work on a larger piece of paper, absolutely go for it. For this task, I'm going to be using a water-based pen, so any felt tip that runs with water is a good choice for this task. If you're not sure whether or not that will work, just get another piece of paper and create some tests. So if I just show you, when you put the water over the top, see it runs. If you just experiment with some of the pens that you have, you'll find that some pens won't run, but some will. This is because some are water-based and some are permanent, so they won't run with water. Some are waterproof. This one runs quite nicely. I'm using a broad pen, so it's got quite a nice big thick nib. Slightly different to what we've been doing up to now. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw out my my new composition. I'm going to use pen straight away without using any pencil. If you prefer to draw it out first with pencil, absolutely go for it. But remember, there are no wrong or right. Just experiment and see how you feel about the process. Okay, now I'm just really simplifying any tone that I see, and I'm just going to scribble that on there. Now, scribbling isn't normally a term that we would use in art, but in this instance, it's absolutely fine. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get myself some water and a brush, and I'm going to continue to look at my original drawing, and I'm going to just place some water over the top of some of these areas to create tone. So the area that I chose of my drawing is of the orange or the clementine, so I'm going to try and replicate this texture that I was able to create earlier on in the original piece, and I'm just going to use a pointed brush to try and replicate that texture. So depending on what you're drawing, remember to consider which brush you're using. And look very carefully at all of the details in your object. You'll see that the pen, where it bleeds, it creates some really nice mark making and some really nice tonal differences as well. So have a go yourself at using a water-based pen and some water. Have a go at creating a brand new composition using a viewfinder, and don't be afraid to scale up.